What's up?
Dang, I missed the countdown.
Kayla wasn't ready. She
No.
wasn't ready.
We're back though.
Yeah, we are. We back. We back. We don't even know what episode we are on. We're once you get in your 30s, it just is what it is. Okay.
We're just lost in the sauce now.
Saturated. We are saturated, deep, enlightened ones. Welcome. Welcome back.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yay! Happy St. Patty's Day. I got my green on.
I do not.
Michaela would be getting pinched right now.
If we were in middle school, yeah.
What do you mean? Like adult? I'm pinched.
You pinch people still? You're a pincher?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you should have wore green.
So if we were at the gym right now, you would pinch me?
I would have asked you if you wore green today. And then if you were like, no, if you had to think about it, I would have pinched you. Not hard. It's just like, just so you know, right? It's like you didn't wear green.
All right.
I don't like dig in, right, and twist. No, that's a certain type of person. You know the person that pinches and twists and digs in?
Mm-hmm.
A person that eats peanut butter sandwiches. Not the peanut butter patties.
You're calling Nikki a pincher?
She's gonna be, y'all aren't even 3 minutes in.
I can't wait to find out. Nikki, are you a pincher?
She's probably not a pincher right now, but she's gonna be a pincher after listening to this, just to make a point. Yeah, I was never into, like, outside of St. Patrick's Day, I was never like a pincher or anything.
All right, that's good to know.
Scratch or bite. That wasn't my jam.
Yeah, me neither. My sister did all of that.
Dang. I mean, you got to have some land, you know?
Yeah, she's a middle child.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, you got to make your space known. You know? Got to pinch the one in front, and I got to bite the one behind me. So, reclaiming your space. I get it. Yeah. So, as Michaela said, it is St. Patrick's Day as we are recording right now. When this comes out to you, it will be a couple days removed. While I hope you all, depending on how you celebrate it today, maybe some of y'all won't even be recovered by Wednesday, but hopefully you were smart out here in these streets. It was a super nice day today, which is just, and it's spring break, as Michaela just reminded, I forgot, for the kids out here, just a cocktail of fun to be had for today. So be safe.
Green beers,
Guinness, right? Irish car bomb, or Irish car bomb. I mean, personally, I'm a whiskey drinker, so I'm always drinking Jameson. If and when I do drink, that's my drink of choice. I don't mind a nice cold Guinness either. Just on holidays, not regularly.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I like a nice beer every once in a while.
Yeah.
Don't really have a preference right now.
Nah, I feel that. Irish car bombs now, outside of the chugging of it, because you can't sip on that.
What is that?
The cream, because the cream's gonna curdle, kind of like situated. So you got your Guinness, and then you have some Baileys in there, right? And then you're gonna throw your Jameson. So I think it's like a mix. Yeah, and you just like throw it in like a shot, and then it, then you gotta chug it. Yeah. But if you like leave the Baileys in there you just start sipping it, it's like that's just gonna curdle in.
Yeah. It doesn't sound good.
At all.
Yeah, I'll stick to My beer and water is fine with me.
Oh, yeah. So, Michaela should be giving us an update in terms of St. Patty's Day and what that looks like.
My day?
And, well, no, like the overall origins of St. Patrick's Day.
I mean, I just told you.
Off the top before I pull up the facts. What do you hit us with some bullet point facts off the dome? Testing your knowledge.
He saved some people.
All right, check.
He got rid of snakes from Ireland.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I got. I don't remember the third one. What do you do? That's
okay.
A shamrock. Okay.
Shamrock.
Oh, he built schools and churches.
Okay, another check. You have a strong foundation of facts right now. Okay? So, for those of you that don't know and maybe you don't care, we're going to provide you with some education anyways, because it's not just a day of wearing green and drinking beer and all of that. So I'm like, who was St. Patrick? Okay, who was this dude? I'm on history.com, so let's trust the accuracy in these facts. I chose to do this, not Wikipedia. That's how, right? You verify and validate your research. Because I can get on Wikipedia right now and type whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Can I start calling you Dr. Dej?
Not officially.
Or do I have to wait?
You gotta wait.
All right.
I gotta defend. Yeah, you girl. We out here, y'all, but yep. Let me defend. And let me hear you've successfully defended, and then I'll be like, all right, Michaela, green light.
All right, I'll wait.
Okay. Who was St. Patrick? According to history.com, they started off with he wasn't Irish, but he found his faith while being held as a prisoner by a group of Irish raiders. Yo, what? St. Patrick wasn't Irish? Okay, this is kind of wild.
That is kind of wild.
Dang.
That's kind of like how Jesus wasn't Christian. You know?
Yeah. Dang, I don't even know how to feel about that. So they're cosplaying?
I don't think it's cosplay. I think it's more like throughout history we just assumed.
That's true. You right. History's wild out here. Okay, so let's go down these facts again. Okay, St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, is one of Christianity's most widely known figures. But for all of his prevalence in culture, namely the holiday held on the day of his death that bears his name, his life remains somewhat of a mystery, they say. Many of the stories traditionally associated with St. Patrick, including the famous account of his banishing of all of the snakes from Ireland, check, fact, Michaela, are false. The products of hundreds of years of exaggerated storytelling. Yeah, so St. Patrick was born in Great Britain, not Ireland, to wealthy parents. Oh, so he was a Nepo baby? Okay, and he is believed to have died on March 17th, around 460 AD. Yeah. It says his daddy. That's not what they said on history.com. They said his father, but I'm going to put my spin on it. So his daddy was a Christian deacon. And it has been suggested that he probably took on the role because of tax incentives. What? And there was no evidence that Patrick came from a particularly religious family. So, okay, so dang, they gave a fact and shaded his family at the same time on history.com. Basically what they just said was, hey, yo, look, they said his daddy was a Christian, but and a deacon, but his daddy wasn't really about that life. What his daddy was about was evading that tax. Scheming.
That's pretty wild.
Man, I don't know about the St. Patty's, I don't know. They throwing dirt on his name and his family. Okay, let's keep going down this list. Okay. At the age of 16, Patrick was taken prisoner by a group of Irish raiders who were attacking his family's estate, maybe because his daddy was out here doing some shady stuff. Mm-hmm. Right? let's not play the game like I didn't provoke nothing. Okay? Let's not be the Drake and the Kendrick battle. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then they transported him to Ireland, where he spent 6 years in captivity. There is some dispute over where this captivity took place, although many believe he was taken to live in Mount Slimish in County Antrim. Okay.
All right.
During this time, he worked as a shepherd, outdoors and away from people. Lonely and afraid, he turned to his religion for solace, becoming a devout Christian. Oh, so he was out here depressed.
He was alone and became a Christian, just wandering alone?
I guess so. Just
that's wild.
Meandering around.
Deep in his thoughts.
Guess I should go Christian is what he thought. Yeah, okay. So then, after more than 6 years as a prisoner, Patrick escaped. He was out. According to his writing, a voice, which he believed to be God's, spoke to him in a dream, telling him it was time to leave Ireland. So he was seeing and hearing things now?
And he became very religious on his own.
Hey.
Yeah.
What kind of organic access did they have back then? People out here doing ayahuasca trips and everything, going religious, having an epiphany. This sounds about, deep dive into some hallucinogenics to me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If he's a shepherd and he's watching his herds, hey, mushrooms grow in cow patties.
Hey, what else are you going to do? You're just sitting there just lonely and just doing shepherd stuff? You ain't got no TV. You ain't got no music. Like, I get it. That's what he wanted to turn to.
That's kind of wild. I didn't know that story behind St. Patrick's family.
Yeah. So, okay, so those are some quick facts about Yamian's St. Patty. Let's see, like, what's going on. Dang, there was okay, going back to our site.
You could do a deep dive on this and I'd watch the whole thing. Deja and St. Patrick.
I could. You know how they do, like, what is it, forgot what the show is, but it was like Drunk History, or maybe that's what the show was called. They would just like drink, and that show was pretty hilarious. Okay, I see I got you engaged now. Listen, enlightened ones, we're providing some enlightenment right now about this stuff that I didn't even know. Okay, history of St. Patty's Day is celebrated. Oh, dang, they got me again. These okay, picture on picture took it out from me. They're like, okay, I appreciate it, Riverside, with the quality. They're like, hey, look, we gotta remove this while you're doing that. And I was like, all right, it's cool. All right, so me coming back to St. Patty's Day. So falls on the day, the Christian season of Lent. Irish families would traditionally attend church in the morning and celebrate in the afternoon. Um, so let's see. So when was the first St. Patrick's Day celebrated? This was celebrated, the first St. Patty's Day occurred on March 17th, 1601 in the Spanish colony of St. Augustine, Florida. So the parade and a St. Patty's Day celebration a year earlier were organized by the Spanish colony's Irish vicar, Ricardo Arthur. Okay, so more than a century later, homesick Irish soldiers serving in the English military marched in New York City on March 17th, 1762 to honor the Irish saint. So, okay, so that's why it's so big. We had growth in St. Patty's Day celebrations. Obviously, America had to take it over. U.S. immigration, right? The Irish in America. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into a super big dive, but St. Patty's Day is celebrated around the world, celebrating this saint with dance, drink, and feast on the traditional meal of Irish bacon and cabbage. Two things I don't know if I'm about.
Yeah, bacon and cabbage.
Irish bacon? Like, what's Irish bacon?
Is it sausage?
That's a good point. Maybe. Well, that's a German thing, though. It's sausages.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what my church does in my hometown. They make sausage every single St. Patty's Day. They go hard because it's the St. Patrick's church, so they go hard. But I haven't been there in forever, so I don't know.
That would be kind of fun just to pull up on the St. Patrick's Day now as an adult.
You want to pull up? I'll take you next year.
Yo, let's pull up. I'm coming to Michaela's hometown.
Oh, my fam would be pumped. My mom would be like, yes!
I'm coming in. I could do some St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
I mean, it's not beer drinking.
It's
eating sausage.
If it was good sausage, you know.
Yeah, that's good sausage.
Yeah. But do you put it in something, or is it just sausage on a stick?
I think it's just sausage in a meal. I think you have a normal meal with just sausage.
Okay. Probably cabbage.
Maybe. I don't remember the cabbage. I don't know. I mean, if you really want to go next year, we can.
Well, maybe, we'll circle back to that at some point.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, St. Patty's Day. Hope y'all are doing well. Wear your green if you did today. If not, maybe I'll delay it a couple days when this comes out, and then you heard it, and I'll be like, did you wear green on Monday? And be like, what do you mean? I don't even remember. Pinch, because you should already remember that you wore green on Monday.
What if I wear green after the podcast?
I mean,
am I free of the pinch?
I guess so, technically, because I didn't put any parameters. I just said for the day, and so if you weren't wearing green when I saw you, it would definitely be a pinch. But you still have opportunity to wear green because the day's still going.
All right. I'll throw on a green shirt.
Yeah.
In a couple hours.
All right. That's fine. All right. Well, it has been a week. I mean, this is Monday, so the week just started technically as we were recording. However, just in general, since Michaela and I last recorded, there's been a lot going on. So it's been about a week and a half since Michaela and I have last recorded, and a lot going on. So catch the people up on what our world has kind of looked like over the last week and a half. So Michaela, update the people, because last thing you know, you were going to the comp at AGF was the last that they heard.
Well, so the comp didn't go how I wanted it to go. But I had one solid match. And then I was getting into my second match. It was going pretty good. And then my knee kind of cracked.
Kind of cracked. Sounded like maybe it, I wasn't there, but it sounded like when you hear the trees breaking from storms.
Yeah, I'd say that's the crack it sounded like. More, yeah, a snap or a crack. It wasn't a pop. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But that happened and it ended our match, and I tried doing a match after that. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Bold.
Or dumb. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done another one. But my knee is better than it was like a week ago. So that's good news. I think everything will be all right. Yeah, like it's been getting better over the past couple of days, so I think it'll be fine. It's just been a long week of waiting, being like, all right, is my knee going to get better? Is it going to get better? Do I got to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
It was just it sounded like it was one of those freak things that kind of happened. You said, it was an awkward movement, or you were in some sort of leg entanglement or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was pressuring pretty down with that knee too. Like I was pressuring into her with that knee while she had a pretty tight grip on my leg. So I don't know. I kind of did it to myself. I didn't because it was a freak accident, but I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, But
I mean,
I also don't have video, so I don't really. I don't know. I don't know what happened or like what movement caused it, but
yeah.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Is this the one that reached out? Like who you're talking to me? Talking to me about?
I don't think so.
About the affiliate?
No, this is something else.
Okay, so I can talk my shit then. Maybe since homegirl wanted to put a highlight reel.
Oh, this is a different girl though.
Yeah.
The girl that broke my leg didn't put out the highlight reel.
Oh, well, dang. Maybe the one that has the highlight reel has a video of what actually happened earlier.
I don't know. I don't know if she'd be recording my match before our match.
No, that's fair. Dang. But you don't have the contact information of the chick that you went against.
I mean, I could ask her. I could reach out and ask.
Maybe. I'm surprised AGF doesn't.
Well, they had cameras on. I think they usually have cameras, but the table that we were using, we were delayed by like an hour or so because everything, like their server was shut down. So I don't think they had cameras on our table on our mat. But there was somebody there videotaping every single match. So I don't know where that film is, or I don't know how we're supposed to get it. So I don't know. I'm sure there's video somewhere. I just don't know where.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd like to see.
Yeah. Just so you just know what position you were all in. And I don't know if it was a matter of you did anything incorrectly as much. It was just knees being in. That's the thing with this sport. It's just like things can get entangled. You're trying to pass. Somebody moves this way. You get locked in, some way. It's an unfortunate thing when it happens. And sometimes it really is just kind of not necessarily preventable in certain positions.
Yeah. And before that happened, she did have me in a leg lock for like a couple seconds that I got out of. So I don't know if like that if that was tight and caused something, or if I don't know if there's something prior to that whole match. I don't know. No idea, but that's all right. As long as my knee gets better, it'll be fine.
Manifesting, like we said, healing like Wolverine. Yeah, rest, mind power.
Yep. I'm drinking my creatine.
Sending superpowers to your knee.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the sunshine, like maybe this will help.
Hey,
The sun
vitamin D is
rays.
energy. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you said, hey, reverse pivot, call back to an old pod. Sometimes things just happen, and luckily it's getting better, and hopefully it just continues to do that. And at the moment, it's just reverse pivot. Inspo for our topic that we'll be talking to y'all about later, exercising your options when options change, or you got to shuffle some options around.
Yeah, we're shuffling. I'm like getting into so many different things now because I haven't been able to roll and I can't really drill or anything. Like my brother gave me a Warhammer army, so I've been painting little figurines this whole week and a half.
You got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Lot of energy.
I had a dream, I think 2 nights ago. I was rolling. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Hey, you're going to be back out there in a matter of time. I know it's shitty right now. But like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel, especially because it's feeling better, moving a little better. You just got to be careful, not get in too soon.
Yeah, I tried doing, I think I was just stretching yesterday and I felt it. It's like, yeah, I can't do that.
Did it feel like tight?
No, I don't know how to describe the feeling because it's not pain, but it's like, yeah, you're like
something's not right.
Yeah, something's not right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give it another week of chilling and we'll see where I'm at in a week from now.
That's all you can do. Take it a day at a time. Reassess after a week. Exercise your options and go from there. Yeah. But as we've talked about on the pod before, and Heidi talked about it in her interview, injuries happen, major injuries happen. It's super shitty. And it's also like, what's your mindset and whatnot as you're dealing with stuff. And for this being a week and a half out, said you were in your feels for the first couple days.
Yeah, I'd say first 4 days I was pretty mad.
Valid.
But day 5, I was like, all right.
You had to stop it and be in that for a little bit.
Yeah, it sucks. This is the first time like I've really injured myself, and I'm like, this does not feel good.
That's a whole other thing too, especially being a lifelong athlete. If you've had stuff, little nicks and knacks there and whatever, but to like have something that like impacts your mobility like that, it's just like a whole other kind of like mind warp too, on top of the rehab.
Yeah, I was walking through the grocery store like a few days after and I was limping and I was like, this sucks. Like I'm slow. I can't run through the grocery store like I normally do. I feel like I'm in people's way.
Dang. It was all coming. Yeah. You're like, I can't run if something were to happen right now.
Yeah, and that too.
If like I don't know, like a pack of wolves or a pride of lions or somehow just got released into Dillon's or whatever and everybody was running, you'd be
I'd take one for the team.
See? Stay positive mindset. Sacrifice. Just take one for the team. You're gonna slow them down so the next person can get away.
That's not how I like to be, though.
Yeah, but there's something to be said about those who sacrifice.
You're right.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, everybody send Michaela some healing energy. You're going to be back sooner than later.
Yeah, it'll heal. That's what Heidi told me. No,
Yep.
you'll.
Yes, it will.
All right.
Yep. See it, believe it, achieve it.
I'm seeing my LCL just heal right back together.
You're doing like the repair in your mind already.
Yeah. We're just sewing.
Yeah, you're sending little like workers down there.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about this all week. Like, whatever's going on, like, heal.
Just heal right now. Yeah. Well, dang. So, she gonna be back out there, y'all. Just gotta take it a day at a time. So outside of the 5 days, so I guess like how was your weekend?
Well, I worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so this is the end of my week right now.
Okay.
So this is money. Like my Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my week's
pop off.
Yeah, my week starts tomorrow. Starts fresh tomorrow.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't know what I'll be doing. Probably painting little Warhammer figurines.
Staying busy, investing, right? Sharpening your craft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have been painting a lot more, which is good.
See?
Yeah, this has slowed me down so much too, because I'm like a planner, you know? Like, I just finished this tournament. I'm like, all right, I gotta get ready for my next tournament, but now I don't have that, or that's delayed. It's delayed, so now I got real time where I need to just not do anything.
Reverse. You out here swimming. Just going. Okay. So you're heavy in your art right now. And your week starts after today. So, all right. That's solid. Well, that's where we want to be.
Yeah. How's your week going now that you sent in your paper?
Yo, you girl, I don't even know. I'm still tired. I had a little siesta before we got on. But yeah, I have been writing nonstop. I mean, for months now, but really kind of intense so basically like Friday evening and then all the way through the weekend, which is like some little pockets of going to open mat, met up with an old friend, shout out Brooke, old teammate, track and field teammate, met up with her for lunch. We caught up. And then I did get to myself to the gym yesterday. But outside of those things, it was literally just me sitting for hours, looking at a screen, writing, coming up with new things, going back on things, being like, what was I thinking when I wrote this? You know, kind of situation. Like, oh, I wrote this here. I got to make sure I write this over here or make a different point. And so I finally, huge, like, this is my last semester. I have to be done. So if I'm not done this semester, we're going to have some issues because I'm on my 7th year. But a long 7 years, with the last 3 years being with this dissertation. And so it's kind of like this major thing to get off of my plate. Finally, I turned that hoe in this morning. There's always going to be edits, as I was telling Michaela. So I'm going to have edits, and that's fine. But the meat of the content is out of my hands. And I was so tired when I turned it in. I didn't even know how to sit with it because I was like, it was like anticlimactic. You know, you would think it'd be like, oh my gosh, I just did this big thing. I'm so proud. And like I am. And I'm just so tired. And it's been so locked in for 72 plus, hours that I'm like, I think I still need like a day to sit with this huge thing that I just did and got it off my plate. So
yeah,
it's not bad. My week wasn't bad, but it was just like all of that. And it's a lot of emotion and cognitive energy that goes into it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. My brain is drained after a 5-page paper. I can't imagine a paper with like 200 pages or a book, basically.
Literally, that's what it is. And then you're like, did I make this point earlier? I did, but I didn't explain it here. Or like, I repeated myself here, which yes, but I need to like reword it. It's just, in the formatting. Oh my gosh, where'd my page numbers go? Oh, there they are. Oh, they're incorrect. I don't wish this on anybody. However, anybody can do it. I'm gonna say that. You just got to put the work in little by little every day. I tell you what, this whole process, talk about a new form of resilience and perseverance. Can't tell you how many times I wanted to throw my laptop and be like, I'm done. I'm dropping out. I don't want to do this anymore. But here we are at the end.
You can't drop out.
No, I can't now. Not now. We are locked in.
Good. That'd be insane if you're like, yeah, I'm quitting right here. 99% done, but I'm just gonna quit.
Gosh. I would never get over that. Y'all would find me somewhere in like intensive, like inpatient treatment at that point.
Damn.
Yeah. So we are going to enjoy this night of not having to write for the first time in days. And then because I'm going to get back on that train tomorrow, because then I got to get my presentation together and I got to meet with my advisor to make sure I'm good to present at least. And there's no glaring issues with the written stuff that I just turned in. So we still got work, but we're going to chill tonight and just let it be.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Dang. That's wild. We both had a wild week. Wild week and a half.
Wild week and a half, as we right, but like we said, that we had to catch you all up because the last time that we met, this is what was going on. And that's just a good segue for when we do talk about our content and Zen talk of the week. It kind of sums it all up as you exercising your options, what that means, right? And then Zen talk, overcoming the fear of choice. You know, a lot of us making decisions all day, every day, nonstop, and all the choices can get really overwhelming and you might feel stuck, but just know indecision is still a decision, as we said before. So we'll talk about that later when we get to that point, but let's get to our content of the week. UFC MMA news. Let's see. We met after the fact, but Alex Pereira is no longer the champ.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even competitive.
I fell asleep during... I watched every single match and fell asleep for his.
Understandable. It was boring. It wasn't competitive, really. The fight beforehand, I mean, that was great. Justin Gaethje's always in a fun and exciting fight. But going from that to the fight that we saw in the main event, it wasn't it. So no more champ status. The light heavyweights got themselves a new champ. I guess shake up that division, and we'll see. Hey, it might be, even though we got knocked out, might be a contender fight of the UFC Kansas City that we were talking about. That's going to be next month because the headliners are Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree, still top light heavyweight contenders. So might be seeing them fight for the title again soon. Yeah. Outside of that, though, when I was watching, these are like, I know we somewhat have touched on this before, like when we were talking about our pod and like relationships and whatnot. But I saw this art. I can't remember where I saw it, but they were talking about this, and I think it's also, I saw it on Reddit today, maybe too. But UFC/MMA, major problem. And we'll just focus on UFC, but major problem when it comes to star power. Who are the stars of UFC now who are not aging? Like the Young Bucks. Because everybody that we know who has a name for themselves, you're excited to watch, you want to tune in. That was the other thing, because the UFC pay-per-view sales are way down. Why? One, I don't want to pay $80 to watch pay-per-view. Sorry, because actually it's $100+ because you have to have ESPN Plus. But also, I'm not going to pay that amount of money for some fighter I don't even have any kind of connection to, no ties, they have no kind of name. So basically it seems like you're paying for what should be free fights, and there's already a ton of free fights, but there's no star power. They did not invest in their stars after Conor and Ronda.
Yeah, I really don't know any like younger fighters coming up right now. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
No. Like, let me pull up like just the UFC top, like even the women, right? And they're aging. Like we were talking about I mean, Amanda Nunes, she's out, retired, like whatever, she's gonna be gone. Valentina's still around, she just won the title, but like she's aging, right?
I think she's 36.
Yeah.
Like Mackenzie Dern might be, she's in her 30s. Erin Blanchfield, she's a little younger.
Yeah, maybe like Erin, yeah. But these are really good fighters, but where's the marketing? Where's the, there's no kind of...
Yeah, they're not pushing anything or promoting anyone.
No.
Like, women-wise, there's no one they're promoting right now. Maybe Mackenzie Dern every once in a while, but that's about it.
Right. And they don't even really market Mackenzie Dern. Honestly, even... And I know it's obviously way different in China than it is here, but even the champ Weili Zhang, I get she's a Chinese champion, but she's one of your biggest women marketers. And so like when people have seen her on, I think maybe some podcasts, or they've seen her on interviews or whatever, she has a warming, welcoming personality that if you develop her more, and her English is a lot better now, that people might actually, like Americans or other people, might get more invested in her just because they like her. But we see her fighting, that's cool. But what is the personality?
Yeah, do you think like Dana White promoting all these other things is just taken away from the UFC? Like the
100%. He's got too many hands. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the slap. I think they just moved to YouTube as well. Like probably, I don't know if it's free, but obviously free clips. But yeah, you can't have all the hand and taking all the cookies. Pick a few cookies, okay, and stick to that. He got so many cookies, he don't even know what the flavor of the cookies are.
He's got peanut butter sandwiches.
Peanut butter sandwiches, for real. Exactly. He's a peanut butter sandwich type of dude. He is the type. Now, don't get me wrong. I mess with some Skittles too, and I like to, maybe combine a couple here, a few here. But when you start going like a handful of Skittles, because there's a difference. That's a type of person. If you take a handful of Skittles and you eat them all at one point, you don't taste nothing of the rainbow. It's all together. You didn't even get like the essence or the best parts of each little bit of that Skittle when you go over like 5 or 4 Skittles. That's what Dana White is. He's a handful Skittles type of dude right now. Yeah. Because he's got boxing.
Yeah. Did you see Connor's Connor at the White House? Did you see how big his head is?
Oh my God. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was that's how scaringly funny we in today's world we are today. And so unserious that we are. When I saw it, I was like, this isn't official. Yeah, it was. That big head ass was right there, smack dab behind the podium on White House. And his head, you are correct, huge.
I thought it was somebody else. I was like, that must be a dude that looks like Connor. Because no way that's Connor. But it's him, and his head is, it's huge.
Big old head.
Wild. Compared to what he used to look like 15 years ago. He used to be a tiny little guy.
Compared to who he used to be, well, what he looked like, and compared to who he used to be, that is a completely different person than who we knew of him up and coming. For
Crazy.
Real. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild out here. I mean, because don't get me wrong, like, because they still had the vets, but they were like in their prime, even though they weren't building it up. Because at that point, you didn't necessarily need to build them up. They already kind of had an establishment. So when they put all their eggs in Connor and Ronda, and then Ronda faded out, whatever, got the brakes beat off of her. Well, we knew the Dustin Poiriers. We liked Max Holloways. We liked at the time Joanna was still fighting. I think Wei Lee was just coming about, so there were still like these investments of these big names that were coming out because they also had been there a while, great following. But then when you don't develop anybody under them, well, those fighters, right? They now are in their mid 30s to late 30s. They're at that point where it's like we don't want to. They're going to be in fun matches, not title contention kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's like, fading out.
Yeah, I'm like, what's it going to look like in the next 3 to 5 years? Little fly in here. Bug season. That's the one thing I hate about the one thing I hate about when it starts getting warmer, you start getting creatures coming out. I'm like, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a tick on my leg yesterday. Yeah, I got 2 tick bites now on my leg.
Dang. Be careful out here.
I hate
bugs. You come over me, I'm gonna die. I wish I had a superpower where I could just look at a bug and it would just die. Especially flies and mosquitoes. Ooh, I wish I could just on sight. Literally, I wish it was on sight with them.
That'd be awesome. You'd have like the best superhero power.
Oh yeah.
Everybody would want to hang out by you.
Everybody, and including animals too. You ever see them cows and stuff? They'd be annoyed. The elephants and everything. It's like, get the fuck off me,
Yeah, using their tail to try to swat them away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it got me out here. When I go in the back, it's all dark, so I gotta have my phone out, make sure ain't no spiders out. Gotta be checking around. Because I told you, like,
I hate walking into a spider web.
Yeah, because you got to check everything at that point. You're like, where did it get me? Is it on me?
Just face first into spider webs for some reason.
My instant thought is like, they had eggs or babies on me. I'm infested. That's what I always think about.
Yeah. Gross. Ew, tiny baby spiders everywhere. Have you ever had seed ticks crawl on you?
What's a seed now? What's a seed tick?
It's a tick that's so tiny that you can barely see it. They're out.
Well, maybe sometimes. I have. I just haven't seen them.
I went out, I think a year ago, in some trees, and I came home, and there's these tiny little ticks just crawling up my legs. I probably had like 30 of them crawling up my legs. They're disgusting, but they're so tiny. They're just baby ticks.
Yeah, no. To all creatures, I don't need you in my world, but you do you. If everything could just stay separate in their own lane, like, we can exist. But y'all want to be coming all up in this space, and I get it. We stomp all up in y'all's spaces, but we can't help it. Okay? They can.
Imagine if nature just stayed in its lane.
Honestly, we'd probably, like, humans wouldn't be here anymore, right? We are the weakest link. If bugs just stayed in their lane and just, like, let humans human, how long are we really lasting? You know what I mean?
But we're not the weakest, though, right?
We're pretty far down. We're pretty far down. Like, nature doesn't need us to survive.
Yeah, you're right. It'll keep on naturing.
Exactly. We mess nature up.
Mm-hmm.
We're the reason bears are coming into town. Okay, we are.
You're right.
Yeah. I saw this video of people like shooting this video of this anaconda coming out of this.
No.
Yeah, it was massive. Obviously, it's an anaconda, but like I just was looking at that thing as it just kept coming out of the ground and going down this water, and I was just like, no chance. I have no chance against like a hungry anaconda. Maybe it's not quite like the movie Anaconda, the one and only. That was good, the OG, minus John Voight, but with Ice Cube and J-Lo. Great movie. But that'd be a violent, slow, painful death.
Yeah. It might be fast. It might be able to crush us pretty quick, depending on the size.
I mean, yeah, crush you, but it's like you're crushed, and then do you die instantly unless it's the neck, or you just crushed and then you're suffocating at the same time?
Or you're internally bleeding slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be rough, and all your bones are stabbing into yourself.
Yeah, it's just violent.
All right. Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah. You know, Bill Burr, he had an interview the other day on the Breakfast Club, and he had the same idea as I did when it came to bears. He was like, why would there be a bear created, like an animal that literally could just like eat you while you're alive? Like, can't even give you the mercy of putting you out first. They just maul you and start eating.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we were to do that to animals, like catch a fish and just start eating it.
I mean, at one point we did, and there's people still doing that. I saw a video watching all these. That could tell you where my head. I just been mindlessly scrolling. I saw a video of this New York man did that to a rat.
Ew.
I didn't zoom in to watch the video. I saw enough to where, and then I read what was going on. Yeah, dude, just like off the street rat, just went in, like didn't cook it or nothing, just went in.
All right, but like a normal person wouldn't be doing that.
Maybe they were. Maybe they were like, fun facts. Y'all are missing out on this rat meat. Raw rat meat. It's like a luxury out here. What if like rich people were like, hey, we've been messing up all along. Rat meat is luxury.
I mean, that could change. Get enough people talking about it. But there's so many rats in the world, I feel like it wouldn't be a luxury because you could just go find a rat. Make the rats rare and then make it a luxury.
Dang. You right.
Like rhinos.
White rhino. Or rhinos in general. But extra rare, white rhino. Yeah, what if there's like a gold rhino?
Are there gold animals out there? Like, is that a thing, like albinos?
I would think we got some creatures. I mean, I was seeing stuff where like you got stuff glowing in the dark, like the sign back here glowing. I'm like, wow, that is. Imagine if we glue or like we were glowing like that.
I wish our auras just shined out.
Like, dang, and if your aura was
terrible, eyes could see that.
Yeah, well, what if like a person like had no aura and they were just like a dead battery?
Yeah, we can feel it. It would just be cool to see it.
Yeah,
you can feel when a person's a dead battery.
You are correct on that. Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Tragic.
Like, dang, what happened to that person?
Battery overuse. They need a new one. Sometimes a reset isn't even it. You just need a whole new battery.
Wait, can you replace that type of battery?
I mean, look, a replacement is never the original, but it can still function.
All right, but I feel like we're living in the Matrix. If you can just replace your aura or your spirit, whatever, if it's dead and you replace it, I don't know. We're living in a weird world.
I mean, essentially, that's what we're doing anyway, right? Because I'm you and you're me.
The egg theory.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do like that one though. Because we all are made of the same stuff. Like, we're all the same, living on the same planet. Like, come on.
Yep. That's right. So, hey, I'm just making sure my energy being in alignment is your energy being in alignment.
Mm-hmm. But what about the dead batteries out there?
That's, you know what? The graveyard. They're like a junkyard. They gotta collect them out there. And honestly, nobody might come for them. Because they're just going to have to figure out how to be, like, come forward. Meaning, if you're a dead battery, you're a dead battery and you're the junkyard. I mean, you got some work to do to start, a little bit of spark. And only then you might be rescued.
The mechanic.
Only then will you have potentially the option to have a replacement battery. But like I said, the replacement battery is not the original.
Mm-hmm.
But we still respect the replacement battery. Because without that, you're dead.
Dang.
Off the dome. So that's what happens when you're slap happy. I'm just shooting right now.
Your brain's always shooting, though.
It really is. If I see blocks, colors.
Your thought process cracks me up. Like, you can write a 200-page paper, but then you think in shapes.
Because then it comes to me, right? It's like somebody like with a thing of clay and they just slap it on the clay thing, That's where I start out, and then we sculpt it into something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I was a painter, trust and believe I'd be famous for just painting blocks. Yeah. Maybe I'd be like children's painting or something. I just paint for classrooms. Blocks.
No, I mean, you could paint blocks and get famous with that. There's a ton of artists that just paint blocks. That's wild.
Yeah. Block painter specialist.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Feels like I'm a lot more complicated out here.
My brain's just too complicated to paint something as simple as blocks. I couldn't do that.
Exactly. You're not simple. You gotta accentuate it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, we got off on a tangent, everybody. We did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that,
rewind.
Yeah. So right, UFC stars. There's really none, but that brings me to one of these points down here. Ronda Rousey. I saw a video today. She's not. She's back into training, but I don't think she's gonna fight. But I did get a good chuckle.
Did you see her videos of her doing like ab workouts or something?
I saw her. She was grappling with Kat Zingano.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was the new thing.
Okay, I'll check that out. I've been watching her like workout videos of her doing abs on this weird little bouncing machine. I don't know. She's working out in a strange way.
I mean, that sounds about right.
It's been cracking me up though. Like, what are you doing, Rhonda?
Man, I don't know what that's always been the $1 million question. What is Ronda Rousey doing? What's this thought process? Because even then, when they were talking about when she was talking about like training with cats and God, just getting back into things. Like, hey, lifelong grappler, you do you, get the training in, don't stop. But she said she's done fighting. She's not totally closing the door, but doors closed because she had too many concussions throughout her career. And I was like, too many concussions? I mean, judo, you probably got thrown a lot, but if I'm taking judo out, what probably actually did it was getting roundhouse kicked by Holly Holm and then getting the brakes beat off of you with the light up doll. Ding, ding, ding. My Amanda Nunez. That sure as hell didn't help with the concussions.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she would do influencer boxing?
Dang. Dang. You know what? I don't know. It's like a concussions aside, her ego. Mm-hmm. It's her ego. That's why she quit. Mm-hmm. Sore loser, ego. She can't do influencer boxing because she would take it too serious.
Yeah, she could not fight an amateur. She would knock someone out. Be like, oh, did I go too hard? Or what she got. Oh, that'd destroy her.
Yeah, she'd never recover. We would never see her again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ronda Rousey might be back out here in these streets. She's training, but nobody I want to see back into the octagon or on like in anything competitive. I'm good on seeing her in anything, even if she was playing chess. I'm good on that.
Yeah, Ronda,
sore loser.
Oh, did you see Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano's having another fight?
Oh, I didn't. Nice. When's that?
July 11th on Netflix. They're putting together a all-women's card.
Nice.
So yeah, that's
okay. Nice. Okay. July 11th. Mm-hmm. July 11th, Netflix. The ladies representing. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see them fight again. See if Katie keeps doing her headbutting thing.
That looked automatic, so yeah, I don't know. Well, speaking of ladies, Fionn, did you see that? Signed.
No.
Let me look. Pull that up. UFC deal. Yeah, confirmed that UFC Fight Pass exclusive contract. So taken off of jitsmagazine.com. It looks like she joins Mikey Musumeci to an exclusive contract. And so Dana White even confirmed that the promotion was throwing over $10 million at jiu-jitsu over the course of this year. Okay. And that kind of money, but again, like we were just talking about, too many hands right in the cookie jar. Mm-hmm. So it could easily secure the services of the biggest stars in the sport. There even appears to be plans for a grappling reality show featuring Musumeci and Gordon Ryan, another huge undertaking that should help jiu-jitsu bring it back into the mainstream. So says she had already signed an exclusive European contract with Polaris prior to that, but they already announced that her next appearance there was going to be her last. She is about to serve as the captain for Team Europe at the first ever female squads event at Polaris 32, but she'll be moving on to bigger things afterward, win or lose. UFC Fight Pass Invitational have already begun preparations for their next event, announcing she is going to be competing. So
nice.
All right, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen her compete too much in the past year or so that'll be nice.
Well, she had a shoulder injury too recently, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it pulled her out of the last invitational.
Yeah. So watch out for that, y'all. I guess since we're on events, real quick this week, did you see Pans is happening?
Is that Gi Pans?
Yes. So
no, that's in Florida, right?
Yep, Dan will be there. Shout out Dan.
Nice.
Good luck. I think, yeah, because he always goes to pans, unless I'm tripping. Maybe I have that wrong. If you're not going, Dan, I know he said he was going, I think, to Chicago.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's going to Chicago, not pans, but yep, it is. I was just trying to see. It's March 19th through the 23rd. And yep, we'll be in Kissimmee, Florida. I competed at that one time, went to the Disney resort, didn't know I was going there. Because I was just there by myself afterwards, and my flight got delayed by like a few hours. And I just wanted to go look at a hat. Had no idea I was being taken to a Disney resort like deal. It was cool. I just walked around for like a few hours with all my jiu-jitsu stuff on, just walking around.
Yeah.
Yep, found a whiskey and barbecue spot. That was cool.
Yeah. What was it like? Was it the resort?
I mean, a lot of Disney, right? A lot of Disney stuff around. It was just like restaurants. It had like clothes stores. Basically, it was like a Disney's version, like a smaller version of like an outlet mall, kind of like Legends.
I got you.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it was all right. It was just funny because I didn't know I was going in there. I walked in. My Uber driver was talking to me. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna like it in here." I'm like, "I'm just going to look at hats. What's he talking about?" And then when I saw where I needed to walk again, the hat store, I didn't even find it until the last hour I was there because like I went I walked the other way, and so literally like had to go all the way around until I came back to the front, and I was like, "Oh, there was the hat store."
Yeah. It sounds cool though. I mean, better than waiting in the airport.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So yeah, shout out to those and pans. Speaking of competing and just more content, did you see? Because we talked about this last time. Well, not last time, but time before last, of Islam, who was the featherweight champ, vacated his title to move up to lightweight UFC champ. Well, apparently the fight isn't announced, but that fight is not happening. So Islam is not going to fight Topuria, and Charles Oliveira already was like, he needs to fight somebody because one, I want to be next for the title, and also he's coming up in this division. So as Dana White said, well, not said, but when Islam vacated his title, UFC is moving away from these double champ status, unless you want to vacate if you're coming up. But also, it's just, what does the heavier fighter have to gain with fighting the fighter coming up? I don't know. What's your opinions on that?
No, I don't know.
Do you think they should fight him? Do you think do you think fighters in the heavier weight class should honor a lighter fighter? Like, if you were the champ, are you cool with the champ, the weight class below you, coming up and challenging you? Not for their belt, but for your belt.
I mean, I think that sounds fair. I don't know. Do they want them to go through more people before getting to the belt?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're if you're at that champ level, I think you should be able to fight other champs.
I mean, I don't disagree, but the only issue I have with it though is like that champ who's then being challenged, it's a lose-lose situation for them. Like, okay, you win, you're okay, you beat a champion, but they're in a lighter weight class. You lose your title, and you just lost to somebody in a lower weight class.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't lose.
Dang. I'd be like, if I was the champ, like, I have no problem fighting you, but before you fight me, you got to fight a contender.
I mean, yeah, that might be more fair to have one fight before.
Yeah, because if you're gonna beat me and not make it like a lucky kind of thing, you need to fight somebody else in the division who is next in line for the title, and whoever wins out of that, that's an automatic title shot.
Yeah. I don't know. That is kind of tricky.
Yeah. It was the trend there for a minute. I think they're trying to maybe deviate from that, or at least like these fighters are speaking up and being like, "Yeah, nah, you need to fight some people." Mm-hmm. Now, if the money's right, they might be talking different. But
come on, Dana.
I don't know. He's investing $10 million in jiu-jitsu now, so might not have enough money to invest.
I mean, he can cut some stuff out.
Power slap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 10 million in jiu-jitsu though, that's a lot. Is there just going to be a lot more invitationals, or
I mean, I would imagine it's probably going to go more into like what they can pay them, right, to bring bigger names and probably marketing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. He might be building up jiu-jitsu fighters then. You know?
Let's see. Cool. I'll be here for it. Yeah, you get invested. There's a connection. You want to see them compete, whatever they do.
Yeah,
I'd be on board.
Yeah, it'd be cool if Fiona was the start of that. Like, let's pump her up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Mikey.
It'd be fun. I know. They got two big names. See where they take it from here, but I think Fiona could definitely. I feel like she could be the face.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too.
Yeah. So, hey, maybe some fun stuff to watch down the line, but keep you posted on when she's scheduled, because that'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else on content?
I did Elizabeth Clay's competing against Helena Craver on April 18th. I did see that. That came out this week.
For
who's number one?
Oh, okay. Sweet. That'll be in a month from now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's about it though.
Some up and coming stuff. Always stuff coming on. All right. Well, time to segue. How you doing over there?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm holding on. We're gonna get through these. We're gonna get through these last two things for you all enlightened ones, but bear with Michaela and I as we work through all this tiredness.
Yeah, we'll be more energetic next week. We'll pump it up.
Yeah. But hey, you're still getting an episode this week. The energy's just a little lower. But hey, we're here. Okay. Well, topic of the week. Given what Michaela had to go through, is going through, given me wanting to throw my computer every other hour and what that looks like and options, that inspired this exercising your options topic of the week. So the power of choice and how small decisions lead to future ones. So Michaela had hit the reverse pivot and exercising your options. One of those options were to dive back into your art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that's always my backup plan. Yeah, if nothing else works. Or that's what I do when I'm probably when I'm frustrated, you know. I think I tend to go back to art.
That's your happy place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been helping me out.
Yeah.
But I just gotta stay busy.
Because you got a lot of energy.
I know, yeah. And not being able to do what I love doing. It's like, God, what do I do with my time?
Well, especially when you're so in a routine and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And wrestling just ended too, maybe 2.5 weeks ago. So I was at the jiu-jitsu gym for like 5 to 6 hours almost every day. So going from that to now maybe going in for an hour or two, a couple times a week, it's a big change.
Difference. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I
Okay,
said
but
earlier, just slowing down.
slowing down, exercising your options, making small is like, well, what are my options, right? And even when it comes to the knee situation, okay, what are my options? What can I do right now? Rest, wait, reassess next week, and then make more decisions based off of the options you have, whatever that's going to look like.
Mm-hmm. It's just hard when there's waiting involved.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That's what I guess they say patience is a virtue. But I hear you because you just want it. You want the information and you want it to change now.
Mm-hmm. Or at least know what the next step is going to be. But like I don't have that until I know just how things are going to be in a week versus like 2 weeks from now. So, and I won't have those answers until a week from now. So I just gotta wait. Gotta give it time.
Yeah. But hey, that daily choices contribute to this. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you could sit in it, you could seep in it, and fester in this. I have no options. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. And nobody said options were great when the shuffling happens, but you always have options. And what does that look like? Because you're always going to be making decisions, even when you are indecisive. And so Michaela's doing what she can, checking on those options. As we were joking earlier, like, that was an option. I could throw my computer and be like, I'm over this degree. I'm 99% there. I'm done, over it. And that big decision, not small, that big decision would lead to other big decisions and issues later down the line. So I took it an hour at a time, made sure I got up, walked around, right, take some breaks, come back so I could reprocess. So those are I had my options. Nobody's forcing me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, power of choice.
Yeah. Yeah, and being positive with your choice.
Yep. Positive and own it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's okay to have some darkness in the positivity.
Yeah. No, I've been pretty angry too. I'm positive, but deep down, I'm still like,
Seeping. That's real though.
Mm-hmm.
You got multiple feelings, multiple things are happening at the same time. You gotta shine light on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Been feeling a lot of feels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Humanness. Michaela's a human, just like we're all humans, and it's okay to stop and acknowledge and validate the stuff that you got going on and how you're impacted. And it's not saying, well, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. It's just assess your options and move from there, right? That's literally what your choices are. Uh-huh. And you are doing that. Yeah. And like I said, throw some darkness in there, be upset. And I'm a dark humor kind of person. So when I'm feeling like I'm crying or I'm so overwhelmed, I'm get super mad, and then I'm gonna say a joke about it at some point. That's how I get through it. It's the healing.
Mm-hmm. Dang. I don't joke when I'm mad.
But don't get me wrong, I got to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
After the fact. No, you got to let me rage for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to hear your jokes after you're done raging. I bet they're hilarious.
Okay, right? For when I had to pop off at dude at Sprouts. Mm-hmm. I wasn't laughing during that when I was popping off at this dude just trying to go in and get my ingredients for this cake that didn't rise. Okay? But after the fact, we could joke about it. Yeah. It'd be like that. So the worst thing that like I think that gets me with people is when they stop and boo-hoo, rightfully so, acknowledge the things that are happening. But then they just keep stopping it. They don't get up and boo-hoo. They just sit there and keep boo-hooing. And don't exercise the options that are right there.
Like just no progression.
At all.
Just staying in your boo-hooing.
Staying in your boo-hooing. Being a victim. You know? This happened to me versus this happened and how I was impacted. So how are you going to respond to it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm already like, what's happening next? I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, right? Therapists, empathetic, depression's real. Acute stress is real. So if that happens, just again, options, know who to reach out to your support system, be in a pity party with them. And then again, reverse pivot, identify your options and go from there.
You probably got a lot of people that come up to you and just like pity partying about themselves. They're like, Deja, my life sucks.
And I'm just like, well, this area sucks. Your life doesn't suck, right? And so let's figure out what you can do about it. Yeah, people don't like that self-ownership of stuff.
I bet. I bet you give it to them hard too.
I do, depending on our relationship too and how long we've been working together. Oh yeah, you'll get filleted up. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope I never get to that point in life because I do not want therapist Deja to come out and be like, Michaela, what the hell's going on?
I mean, at that point, right, my friend, I would have already told you in so many ways before we would get to that point.
Yeah, I know you would, but
be like, damn, I know, because I'd be going in, and then it's like, now you just got to let me like get it all out.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want that.
And they're like, also like when I go in like that, they're not exaggerations. They're like truths.
Yeah. Everything. Just the subtle little things that you say every once in a while stick with me, so I can't imagine.
I'm all about the slow and quick burn, depending on what needs to happen. It's all about progression. Some people just need to like hear about themselves and whatnot so they can move forward.
The funniest one, I think you told me once, is that I think this was like a year or so ago. You were like, you move like an upper blue belt, but like you said mentally, I was still at like a lower blue belt.
I think I was like, you move like a purple belt or something like that, or like an adolescent, an age blue belt. But I was like, yeah, but like emotionally, you were still in that juvenile state.
I think that was your first like real burn that hit me because I was like, dang, I need to get smarter. I need to start learning more.
But it was just like a little slow, but truth burn made you think a little bit. Yeah. And you applied it. It wasn't a put down, right? Just an observation.
And I think we were friends, but I don't think we were like good friends then. So
not as close as now.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. Somebody's gotten some truth from me. And sometimes I'm just like, I didn't even know I said that. My bad. Or like, there's a good reason I said it the way I did. Remind me what was happening. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I said that.
Yeah, you're just a natural. It just comes out.
Yeah. I'm all about elevating. So, that's a great segue then into our choices. Once you know your options and whatnot. So Zen talk.
All right.
Enlightened ones.
Overcoming the fear of choice.
Because it's scary. Right? You're sitting there talking about Netflix. I'll be sitting there scrolling. Too many choices. So now I'm overwhelmed with choices and I didn't even make one. We scrolled for an hour and a half when I could have watched a whole ass movie and didn't even click on a trailer.
Damn. We all do that too.
Exactly. I don't know if I should do this. Should I invest like this? Should I do this competition? Should I start training this? Should I okay. Where are you moving in those, right? There's a lot of ideas. How are we applying them?
Do you think that's just a Libra in us not being able to decide stuff?
Yeah, that's pretty deep into us for sure. I can make a decision as long as I have options, and then you tell me what you're leaning towards first and why. Because I might do the complete opposite. Because I'm like, all right, reasoning doesn't make sense to me. So, but I wasn't just gonna like pick something like free will because we assess too much. That's what we do. We're balanced, right? So it's like we assess and go through everything within these options. Like, well, if you do this, this could happen, but I could see this if you do this. We weigh it all out.
Yeah. Yeah, I finally I picked Chipotle yesterday. And then Jeff gave me like 2 more options on top of that. And I was like,
you can't do
Jeff,
that.
I just gave you an answer and now you're making me think about 2 other places.
You can't do that. Because it took me, right, the amount of work it took you to settle on that. And then you just hit me with 2 more. Like, wait a second. Well, now one might be sounding real good to me now. Now maybe Chipotle isn't sounding it because of these other 2 options.
I just wanted chips and guac, and Jeff was like, you could get that at Dylan's. It's like, yeah, you're right.
Dang. But it's not the same, right? Because it's like, well, do I want this at this place or do I want to get this at this place? What is my palate wanting to experience?
It was Chipotle. I knew it.
Yeah, you knew that one. Yeah. But it's like what I told Heidi, right? When she asked, she was with all the Libras. We have a lot of Libras, like Libra gang.
Yeah, Libra gang.
Shout out. She was like, what do I need to know? And I'm just like, don't give us options. Or like, don't give us options. Don't, let me rephrase that. No, we need options. We don't go with no kind of borders, but like, don't expect us to make the decision if you're not willing to go through the process of us going through the process to make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah, give us options, but let us think.
Exactly.
About each one.
Yeah. Now, what we will do is if we don't want to do it and that's not it, we are gonna tell you that. Well, I'm gonna be like, no, and it's gonna be for certain. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not swaying. No, I don't want that. Boom.
But if it's a maybe, it's like, dang.
the maybe's the kryptonite. Yeah. The maybe is the kryptonite. Because it's like, okay, if I'm feeling like, okay, Mexican or Chinese. It's like chips and salsa always slaps. I'm like, but am I feeling egg rolls and egg drop soup? Okay, okay. Burrito tacos might be feeling that, but oh, hold up. Am I feeling some Mongolian beef over rice or whatever? Like, there's a lot of decisions to make based off of that. Like, which one do I want to go at that? Like, at that point now, it's like, okay, which one's closer? Maybe now if they're the same distance, damn it, we just took that. We just took that off the table.
Do you like doing new things? Like, do you go to new places or do you keep it pretty routine?
I'm kind of like the middle / I kind of like keeping it the same because I don't like to go somewhere and then because one, I'm paying money, and so if I'm paying money for something and my like food, right? Like it's an experience. Like I've said, if I'm in a bad mood, I can't really eat because then I'm pissed off about being pissed off about something that should be enjoyable. So then if that is the situation and I can't eat, I for damn sure don't want to like get my hopes up and I'm excited to go somewhere and then be wildly disappointed. Honestly, like all the food in Colorado when Emily and I were out there, told you. Like we went to this Mexican place that they had every ingredient you think you should be able to taste at some level. This wasn't necessarily like putting a handful of Skittles, like I said, to put it in there. No, all of this goes to get onions, mango habanero, cilantro, all these different chilies. Like, bet I should be able to taste something. Not a one. Didn't taste a one ingredient. You know how disappointing that was? Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm just eating to get calories in. There's no enjoyment out of this.
Yeah, so I still wonder if you just had COVID and your taste buds just weren't working that day.
Oh no, I guess we'll never know, but I feel like Colorado's food is the equivalent to the Merc and what they think they're doing with their fried chicken sandwich. Or what other places are doing when they're like, oh, we got this burger and then we got this tall grass on it, or like these 16 different types of aiolis and grass and everything, but they didn't season the meat or anything. It's like none of this is adding flavor that you think it's adding.
Tall grass.
You know exactly what I'm talking about too. It'd be like you going somewhere and it's like, I just want a basic ass egg and bake sandwich, right? They gotta be like, oh, we got the aioli and we got the arugula and I'm like, okay, I guess, sure. And then it's just like, did you even salt and pepper the egg after you were done with it? Like,
no, but we put wheatgrass on it.
Yo, that part. Or they'll have like it's also too like when people are making mac and cheese and there's like 22 different cheeses in it, but you can't taste one. Like what? Like at that point, just give me Kraft. Like what are we doing? Or Velveeta. Yes, that shit just pisses me off. So I'm down to try new stuff if they have the foundation of the stuff that I would like, right? It's like if I go, I'm down to try like a new BBQ place, right? Because you got BBQ. So what's your brisket taken like in comparison to like this brisket? But I don't want to be like I'm going somewhere and it's like they got this like peach pork chop that they don't cook all the way, merchants. I don't know.
A peach pork chop.
They had some sort of like peach something. I don't even know the correct term, some jelly, but like I get this pork chop, crazy expensive pork chop. And it's like one of those like you think they frame it as upscale, but it's more upscale here in Lawrence, but it's not really upscale. They just got these weird ass ingredients and they're putting shit in there that I don't think should be in there. But anywho, so we get this pork chop And I'm like, I cut into it and I'm just like, is this done? Like, did they cook this, or is this how a pork chop's supposed to be cooked? Like, have I been cooking pork chops overdone, crispy? You can see the striations in the meat. I definitely don't think it was done, but I didn't want to be that person to be like, hey, I don't think y'all cooked this long enough. They'd be like, oh, well, actually, this is how the pork chop is supposed to be prepared. And I'm like, all right, my bad. But best believe I packed that stuff up home. I took it home, put it in the air fryer the next day.
Mm-hmm. Was it better?
It was cooked, but like the flavor, I'm like, y'all got all this peach on here and like something else, and like it's not even tasting like anything to me.
No. Peach and meat. That does not sound good together.
No. So all I'm saying is just because you got a whole bunch of ingredients in there don't mean it's slapping. And you're not going to see me out here trying some new, ain't never been. I'm not an adventurous person when it comes to food like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just curious because I keep it pretty routine too. I didn't know if that was a Libra thing to just do the same thing.
I mean, it might be because again, like we don't it's not the decision at that point is like, what am I feeling versus like, is this going to be good or not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, damn, like y'all just like science in there. But choices, right? Decisions, fear of making the wrong one. Look, right? There's not a right or wrong. Remember this, people. It's about you made a decision. You're going to be making more decisions. There's going to be another decision. So at the end of the day, you being fearful of making a choice and then you don't make a choice. You just made a choice, not making a choice. So you got to get in there and just deal, because you make a choice, things happen. Here are these options for said choice. Exercise your options. This happened. And understand, choices are not permanent. That doesn't mean that they're not going to not have an impact. But there's no arrival to choice.
Do you ever, like, when you have two choices, do you ever have just a good feeling about one? And then yeah, that's going to be the right choice?
Oh yeah, that's intuition, right? Are you Are you in tune? Do you have intuition that this isn't? We could be indecisive, but something might not necessarily be sitting with me all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually have a good feel. I'm like, yeah, I think this is going to be the right decision.
Exactly.
It's been working so far.
So overcome your fear, enlightened ones. You're going to be making a choice anyway. And fear comes up, but don't let the fear keep you in stagnation and keep you stuck. Exercise your options.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else in that, or to wrap it up? I got our quote, but that's where we're at on the St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, let's hear a quote.
Okay, we got our girl again for y'all, making a comeback, Maya Angelou. Okay, what does she say about choices, decision making? Quote, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Maya Angelou.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one hit you. That one like came in and I saw it like just slowly like enter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Repeat it. So again, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Maya Angelou.
That's right.
That's right. Don't be reduced by the things that happen to you. Respond. Feel all your feels. Acknowledge them. Reverse pivot when you need to. Rest when you need to. Embrace the fear. It doesn't mean that goes away, but you don't let it be a barrier to moving forward.
Protect your knees.
protect your knees. Do what you can. If things happen, rehab your knees. Take the rest that you need.
Stretch. I don't know what else. I don't know. Hey. Knee exercises.
Stretching. Yep, knee exercises, strengthening your knees. And it's like we said, sometimes just freak stuff happens. And it is what it is. Nobody did anything wrong or could have prevented it. It's just one of those things. And respond accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, again, Enlightened One, send your healing energy to Michaela. She's healing like Wolverine. And I'm sure when we see and talk with y'all next time, she's going to continue getting better. So we'll just keep moving on that.
Better be healed. Next week.
Healed, done, already happened.
Thanks, Sage.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that is all that we have for you all. Enjoy the rest of your week. Things are getting a little warmer. So, once again, this is Chokes in Consciousness. This is Deja.
This is Michaela. Peace.
And we'll see y'all next time.